A company announces 10 priorities, 20 targets, and 100 initiatives. The deck looks serious. The calendar looks busy. But none of that proves there is a strategy. In Good Strategy, Bad Strategy, The Difference and Why It Matters, Richard P. Rumelt's sharpest point is that ambition, goals, and plans are often mistaken for strategy. A strategy begins when you face the obstacle that stands between you and progress. Bad strategy has recognizable symptoms. Fluffy language hides the hard choice. The real challenge is never diagnosed. Goals are presented as if wanting a result explains how to get it, and every department keeps its favorite priority, so nothing receives concentrated force. A bad strategy can sound inspiring precisely because it avoids saying what will not be done. Rumelt gives good strategy a simple kernel. First, a diagnosis explains the nature of the challenge. Second, a guiding policy defines the approach for dealing with it. Third, coherent actions turn that policy into coordinated movement. These parts are not 3 boxes for a workshop. Each one constrains the next, turning uncertainty into a focused response. Imagine a fictional software company called North Star Tools. Growth has stalled. Its annual plan says, grow 40%, ship 12 features, and enter 3 markets. Those may be goals, but they do not explain the stall. The list sends teams in different directions before anyone asks the strategic question, what is the critical obstacle holding progress back? The team studies the journey and finds something specific. Plenty of trials arrive, but most users fail during setup and never reach the first useful result. The problem is not simply weak growth. It is a broken path to value. A diagnosis reduces complexity by naming the part of reality that matters most right now. Now the company can choose a guiding policy, make the first useful result effortless before expanding the product. This is not yet a project plan. It is a decision rule. It tells teams which opportunities deserve attention and which attractive ideas must wait. The policy creates leverage by concentrating effort on the diagnosed bottleneck. Then come coherent actions. Simplify setup. Provide a starter template. Offer onboarding help for complex accounts. Measure time to first value. Each action supports the same policy and attacks the same diagnosis. Coherence matters because isolated projects can cancel one another. Strategy gains power when several actions reinforce one another instead of competing for attention. This strategy also says no. New markets pause. Extra features wait. That can feel uncomfortable because the rejected work may still be valuable. But focus is not claiming only one thing matters forever. It is deciding what matters most under current constraints. If every worthy idea survives, the organization has a portfolio of wishes, not a strategy. Why does coherence matter so much? Because resources are always limited. 10 unrelated initiatives divide money, time, and leadership attention. Several reinforcing moves aimed at one challenge can create leverage. Good strategy does not remove difficulty. It arranges effort so the same unit of work has a larger effect. Planning still matters, but it answers a different question. Strategy chooses how to overcome an important challenge. Planning schedules tasks, owners, budgets, and dates. A detailed plan without strategy can organize motion in the wrong direction. Once the strategic choice is clear, planning becomes useful because it coordinates execution rather than pretending to supply the missing choice. You can test any strategy document with 3 questions. What is the obstacle? How will we approach it? Which actions reinforce that approach? If the answers are vague, the document is probably still a collection of goals and projects. If the answers connect, the team has a theory of how progress can happen and something concrete to learn from. A good strategy is not a guarantee. The diagnosis can be wrong, the policy can fail, and reality can change. Its advantage is that the bet is explicit. The team can observe results, revise the diagnosis, and adapt without returning to random activity. Strategy is disciplined problem solving. Face the challenge, choose an approach, coordinate action, and learn.